There are huge changes coming to the US visa interview process in September of 2025. So if you are planning on applying for a visa anywhere in the world, you need to watch this video because these changes are going to affect a lot of people. Let's get into it. Let's talk about what are the changes, how it will affect you, what are the exceptions to the changes, and what should you do about it. Hi, and thank you for joining me to talk U.S. immigration. My name is Andrea Szew, if you don't know me already, and I am a U.S. immigration attorney that have been doing this for over 20 years. And I put together this YouTube channel to give you clear, concise, and easy to understand information about all different topics related to U.S. immigration. But in this video, I'm going to talk about the huge changes that are coming to U.S. visa interviews. And if you're applying for a visa anytime soon, you need to hear this. On July 25th, 2025, the U.S. Department of State made a major announcement that interview waivers are ending for nearly all visa categories, starting September 2nd. Yes, that means that even if you've had a visa before or are renewing, chances are you're going to need to show up in person. And today I'm unpacking exactly what's changing, who's still eligible for waivers, and how this shift could impact your visa journey. Let's get into it. Okay, let's start with the big picture. Under the new policy, in-person interviews will be mandatory for most visa categories. This includes E1, E2, treater-trader visas, student visas, F visas, H1B visas, J1 visas, L1 visas, O1 extraordinary ability visas. Almost every type of visa will explicitly require an interview in person. Even children under 14 and adults over 79 who were previously waived from interviews will now need to show up in person. And here's the kicker. This applies even if you're renewing a visa you've held before. Now, there are some narrow exceptions. Interview waivers are still going to be available for some visitor visa applicants, B1, B2s, but only if you meet all of the following. You're renewing a full validity B1, B2, or B1, B2 visa or border crossing card. You apply within 12 months of your prior visa's expiration. You were at least 18 years old when your last visa was issued. You're applying in your country of nationality or residence, and you've never been refused a visa unless the refusal was overcome or it was waived. You have no apparent potential ineligibility is the last criteria. So if you meet all of those criteria, you could still possibly, not 100%, but possibly get your visa interview waived. Also still exempt from interviews are diplomats and government officials applying for A, C, G, or NATO visas, applicants under the TCRO E1 category for Taiwan, but consular officers can still require an interview, an in-person interview, anytime they feel it's necessary. They don't have to follow these exceptions. You could be under an exception, but they could still require you to come in for an interview. It's completely at the discretion of the officers. These changes go live on September 2nd, 2025. So if you're planning to apply for a visa after that date, expect to appear for an interview no matter what your history is. And be aware also that if you've already planned or scheduled a visa interview waiver to mail it in, but you're going to be mailing in after September 2nd, we are not really sure what the U.S. consulates are going to do with that. So be very aware and contact your immigration attorney, contact our office, contact somebody to confirm how you should handle that situation, because it's a new situation and we don't know how each consulate around the world will handle if I've already scheduled a U.S. visa interview waiver and I haven't mailed it in and I'm past now September 2nd. What do? Are they going to send it back and require a visa interview, or will they still honor it since I requested the visa interview waiver prior to September 2nd? Alrighty, let's talk about the real world impact of all this. Expect long delays. With fewer people qualifying for waivers, consulate appointment wait times will definitely increase, especially at busy posts like Mumbai, Manila, and Mexico City. Even repeat applicants must prepare now. Just because you've had a visa before does not mean that you'll get to skip the interview. Consular shopping is going to likely be riskier. You want to apply in another country? Well, they may now disqualify you because of the B1, B2 waiver. You have to apply in your home country or where you legally reside. Students and workers will definitely be feeling this. Students starting fall programs and H-1B workers with job offers will need to plan way far in advance now to factor in the long processing times to get interviews. And there definitely will be more overall scrutiny. This rollback signals a return to stricter post-COVID consular operations. Officers may take a closer look, and interview prep will matter even more. So if you didn't prep before, you better start prepping now. So what can I do about it? Well, first, check the website of the U.S. Embassy or Consulate in your country for their specific instructions and availability. Each post around the world operates a little bit differently, so make sure you check. Second, schedule your appointment now. If you're applying for fall programs, jobs, or travel, don't wait. Third, if you're eligible for a B1, B2 waiver, double check, triple check that you meet every condition. One mistake can cost the entire application. And finally, get help if you're unsure. These rules are complicated, and a missed detail can delay your entire plan. If this update caught you off guard and by surprise, you're not alone. That's why I'm here, to break things down and help you stay ahead of immigration changes that could affect your future. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this clarified. I hope it informed anyone out there that didn't know about this coming in September. Please like, subscribe, and please comment down below what your experiences are at different consulates around the world so all of us can learn together. This is a constantly changing situation. Yes, the changes will start in September, but every consulate around the world has different policies, different procedures, and different ways they're going to execute these new changes. So stay on top of it. Be diligent about reading everything online, even though online sometimes they say one thing, but when you talk to the consulate, it's something else. But do the best you can. Talk to your immigration attorneys, call our office, do whatever you can to make sure that you stay ahead of this and you don't get caught in a situation where you're not going to be able to get a visa interview. Thank you for listening and look forward to seeing you next time.